Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, a real R32 here, and destroy the ever-living boo-boo stain over that like and subscribe button as we climb even higher the 1500 ladder. Ladies and gentlemen, a fresh ban list is now here. Ladies and gentlemen, it feels great to finally be back. So, as I always say in these tier list videos, I don't know how to make this crap, right? I just grab one that I see that looks decent enough and roll with it. So I'm sure that there's some decks on here that may not be mentioned. I apologize for that. If you want to comment down below, I can tell you where they would go in this tier list. Starting off, let's kind of talk about some things that were brought off of the list, like some of the dangers and stuff are at 3. My dad was already talking about running empty jar and shit. Empty jar is dog shit. That would go in the booty butt cheat category. Let's just put Dark World here as an example. Dark World is still dog water. The other stuff that came off the list, like Masterpiece and all that, True Draco is still dog water. One Masterpiece ain't going to change all that. So I want to primarily talk about like the meta decks and all that with the ban list like just coming out like a couple of hours ago. So, of course, as always, for my tier list, we have Tier 1, Tier 2, because we don't do Tier 1.5 and all that crap, because it may as well just be Tier 1 or Tier 2. There's no in between. And then, of course, Rogue and our patented booty butt cheek category. This is where all the table 500, or if you're at YCS Indianapolis or YCS Orlando, table 800 decks should go. If you're playing these decks, I question how competitive you are in this game, because remember, we're a competitive channel. Casual players may watch it, and that's cool. I hope you learned something, but you ain't going to do well at a regional. You ain't going to do well at your locals unless it's like 5 people and you get top 5 playing Dark World. Like, let's just get that on out the way. Also, along with that, Madolche is absolute dog shit. I don't know why this is in someone's tier list. Same with Dark Magician. You have a million better choices. With Detonator at 1, it still just absolutely decimates these decks and just leaves their cheeks sore. So, let's go ahead and dive on into it. First of all, I don't know why this person didn't put Fiendsmith on their tier list here, because it should be here, but let's just go ahead and have Rizal represent that. Rizal Fiendsmith variants in general are going to be the thing moving into this new format. Fiendsmiths did not get touched at all. Now, outside of Fiendsmith Track, which is usually played as a 2 of, that are like $60 to $65 a piece right now on TCG Player when I just last checked a couple minutes ago, the deck is overall pretty cheap. Engravers right now are like $31 to $35, maybe $36 a piece, but it's getting reprinted in the Quarter Century set. And then Requiems are like $2 a piece that you're playing 1 to 2 copies of in case like you run into a Cashtira Unicorn or something like that. So the engine is going to be a little bit more cheaper outside of tracks, depending on your build. You know, obviously, if you're playing that 60-card Primite Fiendsmith with 30,000 hand trap deck, then yeah, you're going to need 3 tracks, and you're paying almost $200 for that. That does suck, right? But the fact that the Fiendsmith engine is getting reprinted to a degree in Quarter Century Bonanza or Stampede, whatever it's called, is a good sign. It's going to hopefully be somewhat affordable. Now, when it comes to talking about Rizal, and by extension, Malice, if I can find it on here, unless the person, the person just didn't even include it. That's adorable. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, it's right here. For some reason, it reset on me. So, Rizal and Malice are still going to be the best decks in the room, especially after Alliance Insight, because remember, Alliance Insight, Rizal and Malice get more support. So they kind of slap the decks on the wrist. They put Bonfire to 1, all that cute jazz. That's adorable, but 7th Ascension and Tachyon are still cards. So these are still going to be the decks to beat, along with Primite Blue Eyes being tier 2. I don't care what anybody says. This deck is fucking tier 2. I do not care what anybody says. Yeah, this deck's dog shit, but sure, let's put it in tier 2. So these are going to be like your 3 main decks going into the new format. Now, we do get the new Orcus support in Alliance Insight, and that's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think we're just going to be seeing what happened in the OCG, where basically Orcus just fell out of favor once Rizal and Malice got their new support, right? So do keep that in mind as we're moving forward, even with the indirect hit like Shifter and Druid Swarm. I think that these 2 decks are still going to be absolutely good, and we already explained Blue Eyes. So moving on, Mermail is still an incredible deck. I think this is a Mermail card. I could be wrong. The deck is tier 2. You know, it lost access to Bahamut Shark, and technically so did Rizal if they're playing the Shark engine, but I feel like overall Fiendsmith's just going to be your go-to engine at this point. And with losing Bahamut Shark, I mean, the deck is still good. You're ripping cards out of the opponent's hand with Monoglacia. You're ripping cards out of their hand with Abyss Trite. I feel like this water deck is still going to be really good. I think Mermail Atlantean is still going to be a great pick moving forward if you want something more combo heavy and you don't want to play Malice or like something Fiendsmith related. Yeah, I mean, we're basically taking everything from last format, hitting a few things and cleaning some things up, even though Chaos Angel should have been banned, and we're bringing it into this format. So what was good last format's probably still going to be better in this new format. So yeah, keep that in mind. Tempai is still rogue. This deck is hits on the ban list have destroyed this deck. Flunder is dog shit. You only have one shifter. Like, how do you even play the game anymore? Kashtira. So here's the thing. Kashtira Fiendsmith, I'm going to say is tier 2. If you're playing pure Kashtira, I'm going to say it's rogue because, again, you only have one shifter. Like, shifter decks got hit really hard with shifter going to 1 because now if you're playing a 40-card deck, you have a 16% chance to open it. And so if you really need the shifter to really hurt the opponent and you don't see that, you're kind of crapping all over the menu floor. So keep that in mind. But with a Fiendsmith engine, it's pretty good. It's not bad, especially if you can win the die roll and open up a unicorn. Let's see here. Let's kind of jump around. A Vanquished Soul is dog shit until they get their new support. Out of, what is it, Duelist Advance. Six Samurai, the FTK is dog shit. Runic is dog shit. My dad actually lost to someone, if you didn't see my Kissimmee regional deck profile of his stun deck. He lost to a guy who was 4-1 with Runic stun. Like, that's bad luck. Like, you're just getting varianced at that point. The deck is dog shit. I mean, it's only bad players that play it anyway. It's not something you should be concerning yourself when going to a regional or YCS. So there's a lot of different variants of Voiceless. I'm going to say that it's rogue, even with playing Rizal and all that. You know, so many hand traps in the game really hurt this deck. But there's a lot of different variants that you can play with this deck. You can definitely pants people. You can definitely do well like a regional or local level. So I would definitely put this in the rogue category. Labyrinth, even with one detonator, I mean, sure, I'll put it in the rogue category, but detonator just takes a dump all over this deck, man. Like, it's rough. So we saw Memento Goblin Bikers do well at the YCS in Houston. I think it actually won it. I was busy driving home from being out of town, so I didn't get to really watch the coverage. But I'm going to put this in tier 2 because this is very interesting. This could very easily move up to tier 1 because it didn't get any hits and Fiendsmith Engine is really good. But Memento Goblin Biker is very interesting moving into this new format. I'm not going to sit here and try and talk combo lines, and I don't know fuck all about this deck. But Goblin Biker Memento may be a sleeper pick of the format that you want to watch out for. So do keep that in mind. Fire Kings we're putting in rogue. If you're on a budget, just buy 3 structure decks, slap them together, copy Dinka Boy's list, and there you go. You're off to the races. The Shark deck's dog shit. You got hit on the ban list. Heroes are dog water. They lose to a Nibiru. Even with Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, woo, shenanigans. No, yeah, the deck is still dog water. Sorry. I don't know what this is, so it's dog shit. Azamina White Forest Piles. We're going to put in the rogue category, not because it's necessarily bad. It's just that if you don't go first, you're kind of crapping all over the venue floor, as we said before with the other decks. So, like, it's not bad. It has the potential to be tier 2. Definitely not tier 1. But I can't justify putting it in tier 2 and definitely not tier 1 when it just doesn't consistently beat the top decks in the room, going first and or second. It feels like a really big dice roll, especially if you don't open the best. Like if your only play is Izet pitching for cost and you get impermed, or Valor, and then you don't open up the now one of talents or the one of cross out or the one of called by. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's rough. I don't know what this deck is, but there's no shot that it's good. I think it's like something Tenyi related, and if it is, Tenyi's dog shit. Rescue Ace, Bonfire is at 1, and even with the stuff that came back for Snake Eye, the deck is terrible. So this represents Snake Eye. Obviously, OSS is banned. But I know that players love their Snake Eye decks. I'm willing to put it in Rogue, but I think 1 Ash and 1 Popular, but now with 1 Bonfire, I don't think really makes that much of a difference. So I'm going to put it in the Rogue category because there's going to be someone that just busts out of the beginning of the format and does something with it, and then no one else does anything with it because people realize it's bad. Mimighouls are honestly pretty bad. The Dominus cards are a thing. And then keep in mind, we also get, I think it's called Path of the Kings or Path of the Exiled, whatever, that lets you search a Dominus trap to your hand, like by banishing it from your grave or something. I just don't think the Mimighoul cards are it. I really don't. I think Mimighoul's pretty much dead. Sky Strikers, y'all can play with your waifu decks in the corner. The deck's bad. Synchron anything is dog shit. Like, no. We already talked about White Forest. I'm just putting it here with the Azamine and stuff, but the same argument applies. What the fuck is this? Hell to the no. I don't even know what this is. No. And, like, also, if this is, like, meant to represent Dragon Link or something, same with this. I don't even know what this is. But, Dragon Link is still, like, dog shit. Like, no. Centurion's Rogue, I mean, Detonator at 1 helps some of the Rogue decks, especially, like, Tempai that just fold to Rizal usually. But Detonator's still at 1, plus you've got Eclipse Twins. So, like, if you're playing a Fiendsmith engine, you can, like, make a Chaos Angel to banish the Detonator. And then they go like Chain Eclipse Twins, pop the Detonator, and then get back the Detonator and attach, and then you're still dealing with the Detonator. I don't know, man. I think that it's just kind of rogue. Branded, this deck's dog shit. I got a draw with the dude at the Kissimmee Regional. I already talked about this, but I got a draw with the dude at the Kissimmee Regional because he didn't know what any of my cards did, because Rizal is apparently a new deck, and he hadn't played the game in 2 years, so I just got ratioed, I guess. Chimera's terrible. Although... Okay, so it's terrible with an asterisk. I can play Fiendsmith cards, but I just feel like you have better options. Math Mech is basically in the same corner. It could maybe be Rogue with Circular at 1, I guess. If you win the die roll, and then if you don't win the die roll, then it's just in the booty butt cheek category. Yubel I'm willing to put in the Rogue category. I mean, it could play a Fiendsmith engine, and they do have Soul Sharvara to 2, so that could maybe do something in like 5 minutes after the format comes out, and then everyone says it's bad. And then Exodia, of course, goes in the booty butt chic ooey gooey category because you lose to a Detonator. Put Chill Sanguine in the back row and attempt to activate its effect. Pay 2,000 life points. I'm going to go Detonator, detach, and pop. And then you're going to be pissing all over the venue floor. And then you're going to be mad because I'm a meta sheep. Even though I just won. And I'm asking you to sign the match slip because I needed to go to the little boys' room because I drank too much energy G Fuel. Guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. These are just my first impressions, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if I forgot anything or if I'm missing out on something. Let me know what you think about these decks down in the comments below. What are you going to be playing this format? You're just going to be chilling? You're going to be vibing? Or you going to be playing like that Primite 60 card pile with like 30 hand traps? Because that's what I'm considering right now, just to piss people off because I'm really tired of playing Rizal. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.